Good morning. Welcome to Leisrealtalk. Okay, all right. It's wonderful to do my live stream programs in the morning. It's a great way to start my day. Uh, it kept my morning very, very busy. Anyways, it's good to have you guys here. Uh, so, why do the Chinese believe Xi Jinping will soon step down? And that's quite a statement to make, right? Rumor has it that he has been very sick, and transition of power will take place in 10 days, some claim, or even in a few days. So there have been discussions of CCP leadership transition plans. Some even have names and dates. One version claimed that Xi Jinping's mother has intervened. Rumors about his health has never gone away since the CCP's third plenum, and I have ignored them until I found evidence suggesting that his news footage on July 29th uh, was a product of AI, and I'll share that with you why. I mean, I ignored all these until I looked into that, and it's very simple. And it doesn't look like the news footage of July 29th, which was the biggest argument for those people who don't believe that he has been missing or he has been sick, because he appeared on that day and met with two heads of state. So I'll share that with you later, but I'll give you the complete story. Because the most important point I want to make today is, even if these rumors are not true, the question is, can Xi Jinping withstand the pressure of the overwhelming belief that he will soon step down? Rumors can topple a regime because that has happened before. 112 years ago, rumors brought down the Qing dynasty. So I'll share that with you later as well. So today we'll first address the official signals that we've seen. So before we get into talking about the rumors, I'll first share with you official signals, because I said in one of my previous programs, maybe Chris, you can share with people the two programs I did on the subject. I think it was, I don't remember, 2 weeks ago. I have done two programs related to Xi Jinping's rumors. Please share the links in the description with people. So I have said that there will be signals, official signals, that we should be able to detect that tell you something is wrong in the leadership. So first, I'll share with you those official signals. Then I'll talk about the rumors. Then I'll give you my analysis of all these rumors. And then we'll talk about the ultimate question. Even if they're not true, will rumors topple Xi Jinping? So first things first, unusual things are happening according to the official state media. So we know CCP senior leadership take a 10 days to 2 week break at the end of July or early parts of August in the beach town of Beidaihe, and where they convene to take a break and also have some meetings. So this year it started on August 2nd because the state media announced that Cai Qi was in Beidaihe meeting with other retired leaders. So it started on August 2nd and can last up to 2 weeks. And then on August 2nd, the foreign ministry announced that press conference will be suspended for 2 weeks from August the 5th and will resume on August the 19th. Now, the ministry's summer break isn't unusual, and the dates are not fixed. Sometimes, I mean, it's usually in July or August. Sometimes it's after the Beidaihe meeting. For example, in 2019, they announced the break on August the 19th after the leaders returned from Beidaihe. And in other years, like last year and 2020, the foreign ministry's break or breaks overlap with the Beidaihe meeting. Now, but the strange thing is, amid if you look around the world, amid the Bangladesh coup, the tension in the Middle East, the new development in the Russia-Ukraine war, in which Russia has called the UN Security Council to have a meeting. So with everything that's happening, it's hard to believe that China's foreign ministry is taking 2 weeks off. Now, while the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is taking a break, the mid to lower ranking officials working in China's railway systems, I should say, are also taking 2-week break. Now, they are taking turns to take it. They don't get 2 week off completely, but they are taking turns to take a 2-week break. Now, this is very unusual. And then the dates are from August 1st to August the 16th. And the dates also overlap with the Beidaihe meeting. Now, this is very unusual because July and August are a busy season for China's railroads due to summer travels. The high season is the Spring Festival or the Lunar New Year period, and then the second highest season is summer. So we've never seen railroad officials taking a break during the summer. And even mainland Chinese media reported the odd 2-week break by both the foreign ministry and railroad officials. And Chinese media, mainland Chinese media, claim that it's very unusual. So according to a NetEase report, the railroad officials are not allowed to travel out of town while on the summer break. That's strange, because if people are not allowed to leave home, that's not a vacation or a break. And what's even more suspicious is the news reports about the 2 unusual breaks taken by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the railroad officials. Is the news report is now taken down, and you only see the header, but if you the link, if you click it, it's 404. You can't find it, it's removed. So you wonder why the CCP censor doesn't want people to talk about the breaks that officials are taking. Now, so what does this mean? Well, you have to understand that the Chinese railroad system is an important part of the PLA's logistics, right? Anytime the military is mobilized, then the railroad system has to be deployed. So you wonder, so people are asking, why are the lower mid-level officials, I mean, they're not like high-ranking officials, why are they called off duty but kept locally? So people said that there must be that they're assigned to some special training or meeting sessions during that time. It's not convenient for the officials to let me move my microphone. It's not convenient for the central government to announce that, hey, we're moving all these people for a special meeting, for a special training. They won't announce that, but they will say, well, they're taking turns to take time off. So people are saying that these people must be gathered to have a training or have a meeting because there's some special work that are being assigned to them. So what kind of work could that be? So the first thing that comes to people's mind is military mobilization, because railroad is the backbone of military logistics. So when we speak of PLA mobilization, I mean, it's either to address domestic issues or foreign issues, right? It's either domestic operations or external foreign operations. And foreign operations will be an attack on Taiwan. Domestic operations will be to put down uprising and to prevent social turmoil. So recently, the PLA went through a major leadership change. 3 of the 5 theater commands have been replaced very recently. So the deputy chief of the staff of the Joint Command of the Central Military Commission, his name is Wu Yanan, became the commander of the Southern Theater Command. The former commander of the Central Theater Command, Huang Ming, is now the commander of the Northern Theater Command. It's not clear where the former commanders of the Northern and Southern theater commands have gone to. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're all in trouble, but we don't know. And also the commander of the Northern Theater Command is now vacant. It hasn't been filled because its leader moved to the other region. And also the commanders of Chinese Navy and the defense minister, and the defense ministry are all new. They've only been in position for a few months since last December. And the commander of the rocket force has been in the position for only a year. So when you have more than half of Xi Jinping's commanders for the 4 military services and 5 theater commands are either vacant or have been in service for a few days or even a few months, the chances for the regime to launch an external war at the moment is very, very small. So it must be for domestic reasons. Okay, so I'll just leave you at that. So this sudden announcement of the military, in the railroad system is very unusual. So that's the official signals. Now let's talk about what the rumors say. And there are all kinds of flavors, but they all point to the same conclusion. That is, Xi Jinping has been very sick. So basically, they're saying that without naming names, there have been various posts claiming that some big shot is very sick. Now, the medical reasons given vary from a liver transplant to a stroke. Now, that's not the important point, and I don't even believe that these medical conditions or claims are important. But everything is saying that a big shot is very sick, and then the story will soon be announced. So let me show you this. So here you have a post. This is the most widespread post. This one was claimed by a princeling, or someone said that this guy, this account was actually owned by a princeling, the 80-year-old son of one of PLA's founding marshals. And basically what he said is that something bigger than the Olympics, bigger than the Russia-Ukraine war, bigger than the coup in Bangladesh will happen in China in August. It will be like a thunder announcing China's major transformation of the next 100 years. And another post, saying that the inbound trains into Beijing are suspended, and that in the next 10 days, a major change will take place in China, but they cannot disclose any details. And people are sharing screenshots of train suspension or suspended services of trains involving Beijing, Dalian, Yantai. Dalian and Yantai are in Shandong, and Wenzhou is in Zhejiang, and also Jiamusi, which is in northeast China. And they're saying that various services are suspended, and the dates mentioned are August 10th to the 13th. There may be more notices issued, but this was, I think, from a few days ago. Now, I checked the map. So basically, they are mostly south-northbound trains that go through Beijing. This map isn't the train route. There are the highway route. Google somehow refused to give me the train routes. I don't know if it's because they don't have that information in China, or the train routes are suspended because the trains are suspended. I don't know. So the actual train will go through Beijing when the highways goes by Beijing. And there's also a post saying that a transition team has been set up, and here are the transitions. Xi Jinping's current positions will be taken over by 3 individuals. His role as party secretary will be played by Ding Xuexiang, who is a current member of the Politburo Standing Committee. And the CMC chairmanship will be taken over by Zhang Youxia, its vice chairman right now. The president of China will be assumed by Han Zheng, who is a vice president right now. And People's Congress will be run by Wang Huning. The premier will be replaced by Chen Jining, who is currently the party secretary of Shanghai. And then the CPPCC will be run by Zhao Leji. And the Discipline Inspection Commission will be run by Ying Li, who is the party secretary of Beijing right now. And the secretary of secretariat will be run by Li Xi, who currently heads the discipline inspection. So please notice that Cai Qi and Li Qiang are not on the list, right? These are the 2 people who most people believe are the most loyal lieutenants of Xi Jinping. And another post said that the party elders and all political factions agreed at Beidaihe that Hu Chunhua, who was appointed by Hu Jintao as Xi Jinping's successor, will assume the leadership role, and who made 5 demands. First is that the party will adopt a group or oligarch democratic systems, meaning there will be not like a dictator, but decisions will be made by a group of leaders, similar to what Deng Xiaoping did during his years. And secondly, the party will completely denounce the Cultural Revolution, and they will redress the unjust cases during Xi Jinping's rule. Number 4, all corrupt officials must turn themselves in to the party, and if they do that, there will be no legal consequences. Number 5, each princeling can keep one and only one company to run, and will be given 5 years to transition or turn over the other entities. And their foreign investments must return to China. And it also says that a big event that will change the fate of China will happen between August the 15th and the 19th. And there are many other posts saying that around August the 19th, we will hear about this. Okay, so what does this mean, right? What does this mean? Oh, there's another version. I think you will enjoy this one. So there's another version, and the author wrote a dramatized version of it. So he said, I link drama with rumor for your enjoyment. And he said, whether it's true or not, it's for you to for you to assess. It's very long and detailed, and I think the details are embellished. But the gist of it is that it claims that Xi Jinping was unconscious, but in a stable condition. The emergency leadership team was comprised of 4 people. It's spearheaded by his wife, Peng Liyuan, and 3 other Politburo Standing Committee members, Wang Huning, Cai Qi, and Li Qiang. Now, Xi Jinping's mother flew to Beijing from Shenzhen to help. She is a devout Buddhist and prayed to the Buddha on her way to Beijing. And in Beijing, she organized an elaborate religious ceremony to pray for her son's recovery. And after that, Xi Jinping woke up. Xi's mother was upset with her son for the direction he has taken uh, politically, but she is more upset with the three people under Xi. So she met with Wang Huning, Cai Qi, and Li Qiang and reprimanded them. She accused them of hurting Xi Jinping by fostering a cult-like personality around him and treating Xi like an emperor. And she said their blind worship of Xi has set him up to fail. And she said that her son shouldn't be a descendant of Mao, but should be the son of her father, who is a reformist. So she's adamant that her son should be, the son of the son who's loyal to his reformist father. So his mother didn't trust any of the Politburo members and obtained information from her granddaughter, Xi Jinping's daughter. And the grandma and the granddaughter agree that Xi Jinping shouldn't be promoted or celebrated like a dictator, and that China should maintain good relations with the United States and the West. Her mother called Hu Jintao and apologized on Xi Jinping's behalf for mistreating him at the 20th Party Congress. And she also called former Premier Wen Jiabao to seek advice. She called maybe other party elders to Beidaihe to meet and discuss. And she agreed to let her granddaughter to return to the United States to pursue her study, which made the young woman happy. So that's kind of a high-level summary of all the rumors. Some are fun to read. So here's the question. How do we process them? Are any of these true? Well, the first thing is that it is true that we've seen Xi Jinping's pictures and books have been removed in good parts of China. Here we go. So we've seen people posting online saying that books of Xi Jinping have been removed from bookstores in Shanghai. You know how in China's bookstores there's a section that's dedicated to selling Xi Jinping's books, but they're saying that those sections have been cleared out. Although I didn't see any pictures to confirm. And here you have a poster. Let me make this bigger. So here you have a PLA poster. This is probably in a PLA neighborhood or military zone or compound. And it's the same. The two pictures are showing the before-after posters. One has Xi Jinping's picture, the other doesn't. The slogans are the same, follow the party's leadership, make sure we're able to fight, win wars, and keep a good tradition, and carry on PLA's good tradition, something like that. So the messages, the slogans are the same. The difference is Xi Jinping's pictures are gone. They're taken from different angles, but if you study carefully, the two is the same poster. They're just taken from different time. One was during the day, one was at night, and from different angles. So you see that, and also I've seen a video showing that Xi Jinping's picture is removed from a party committee wall. And I'll play that video. Oh, 1 second. Here we go. Let me remove the audio. So watch carefully. Towards the end, you will see there are pictures of other the communist leaders from Russia and China on the wall, if you look closely. But the one on the right seems to be removed. There was one picture next to Deng that's been removed from the wall, because you could still see the stickers on the wall. Did you guys see the stickers? You could still see the stickers and the empty spot on the wall. On the wall. So I think that's Xi Jinping's picture. It's got to be Xi Jinping's picture being removed. So, yeah. So these things, these subtle changes, indicate that something has happened. Something has changed. We don't know whether it's Xi Jinping's mother's order to remove his picture, or people removed them because they knew that he is going to step down. But these things are happening. So here's the question. Here's the $1,000,000 question. If the claim that Xi Jinping, if the claim of his illness is true, then how do we interpret the event of July, the two events that he attended on July 29th, in which he met with two visiting heads of state, right? Because ever since the start of the third plenum, he appeared only twice. The first was when he went to the Vietnamese embassy to mourn the passing Vietnamese leader. Many people believe that it was a body double because the guy looked taller, younger, and moved more, had more agility in his movement. And the signatures are slightly different. I already made a video to talk about that, so you can watch the videos. And Chris, if you can post the links to people in the description, I'd appreciate it. So that's one. But the most important event that made people believe that Xi Jinping is doing well, and all these rumors are just false claims to intimidate Xi, because their argument is that he appeared on July 29th and met with the visiting Prime Minister of Italy and also the President of Timor, Leste. That's the argument. And if you really watch the video, the news reports, it does look like Xi Jinping. And in one, he actually talked. They actually showed audios of his speech at the meeting. Whereas his visit to the Vietnamese embassy did not show any audio at all. So what's going on, right? What has happened? Now, a YouTuber, Jennifer Zhen, from Inconvenient, I think her channel is called Inconvenient Truth. She was told by one of her viewers or sources that the CCTV actually used the footage of Xi Jinping. Let me show you. Where did that go? Yeah, here we go. Oh, this one didn't have the dates. Not the latest. These things always happen. I added dates to these two pictures so you know which one is which. I probably didn't save them. But anyways, so she compared. So the picture on the left was from June 26, when Xi Jinping met with the visiting Prime Minister of Vietnam. The picture on the right was Xi Jinping's meeting with the President of Timor, Leste, on July 29th. Taken from the news report of CCTV's news report. Okay. And take a look at the water glasses and the bottle. They look almost identical. I mean, they look identical. They're different sizes because on this screen they're different because the camera. I mean, she took the screenshots and from the video, and it could be from a slightly different angle, or and their sizes may be different. I think the one on the right is a little smaller, but anyways, But look how they're almost the same. Even the angle of the cover on top of the glasses, they tilt in the same way, right? So that's her argument, that they look so identical. What I found is, now the difference is the tie. Xi Jinping wore a different tie on July. The one on the right is the July meeting with the one in question. The one on the left is the original, the one with Vietnamese leader from June. The one on the right is the July 29th. That's the one in question. That's the one that we're trying to figure out if it's fake or real. So he wore a different tie, and it's a gray tie. And if you close up, you could see, whoever it's being photoshopped, but whoever did the Photoshop work did not do a good job, because some parts of the tie, you could still see the pattern. And the image that you're seeing on my screen may not have the highest resolution. I provided the links in the description. You could watch that video, and it's very, very obvious in the video that the tie is photoshopped. But they didn't do a good job, because you could still see the pattern of the tie. So, well, that brings us the question, right? That brings us the question. Why, if Xi Jinping did attend, or personally attended that meeting with the president of Timor Leste, why would CCTV Photoshop his tie? Right? That doesn't make sense. So, and also, so I studied that video. I watched that video, the news report of that July 29th meeting carefully. And I listened to everything Xi Jinping said. It is his voice, it is his audio. But it seems that every time he addressed his guest personally, like, for example, by mentioning his name or by mentioning his country, it's a wide shot. You hear the audio, but you see a wide shot of the room that looked like this. I don't know. You could watch that. And then when you see the close-up shot of Xi Jinping, he was saying general things. So it made me believe that that meeting did take place, but it was a body double who attended the meeting. But to prevent it from, the CCTV could not use any close-up shots of Xi Jinping. They could not use the actual audio from the Xi Jinping. So I think they use AI to dub his voice. So they did a good job. That's why when he actually was addressing the visiting guest, you don't see the close up, because that's more difficult to do, right? So they used the wide shot. So those of you who are expert in this can watch it and make your own conclusion. But for sure, the tie is photoshopped. And Jennifer also pointed out that the CCTV definitely did something to treat the image, because if you look at the wide shot, this is from June. There was a microphone stand or speaker stand behind Xi Jinping, but the close-up shot, it's gone. But that's consistent in both meetings. I mean, it has to be consistent, because if this footage came from the other one, then it is. But I think this is a minor point, because this doesn't really say a whole lot. All right, so let me come back. Yeah, so you can watch the video and do your own study and analysis. So everything I've presented can be very circumstantial. Um, it could be for other reasons. They don't necessarily mean that Xi Jinping is ill and will be stepping down. But my point is, what if all of these crazy claims are false? What will happen if Xi Jinping isn't ill and these are all completely false claims, right? What would happen? Because these rumors have already done enough damage. When your countrymen overwhelmingly expect you to step down or even die, and you disappoint them by showing up, what does that mean to the regime? I think that's the beginning of big troubles for Xi Jinping. For the past 2 years, China has had a black swan event every year. In 2022, it was the white paper movement and the sudden end of COVID lockdown. And in 2023, it was the sudden death of Li Keqiang. So people are talking about the black swan event of 2024. At this point, it may be related to Xi Jinping's health and his downfall. And the rumors that he is ill and very ill has been spreading. And either way, whether he's sick or not, will becoming more and more threatening to his political future. Legal scholar and former administrator of the White House Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs, his name is Case Sunstein, wrote a book called Rumors: How Falsehoods Spread, Why We Believe Them, and What Can Be Done. In that book, he said, for a rumor to spread rapidly and cause damage, there is a prerequisite. That is, people who hear the rumor must be living in a situation of difficulty and anxiety. And that's exactly what's happening in China. So I will tell you a story 100 years ago. I will show you how rumors brought down the Qing dynasty, and as a historical reference. So in 1911, it was the last year of the Qing dynasty. At the time, the Chinese people were upset with their government due to heavy taxes, corruption, and the influence of foreign powers, amid other things. And reformists and revolutionary groups had been plotting to overthrow the Qing government for years. And on October 9th of 1911, in Wuchang, which is part of Wuhan today, the revolutionists accidentally detonated an explosive device, which, when they were making bombs at their headquarters in the Russian concessions. And before the revolutionists, before they fled, they didn't have time to burn a copy of their declaration of uprising and a name list of their people. Their place was searched by the authorities, and then they later detained 3 leaders and ordered the city to be closed down completely, and that no military personnel would allowed to take time off. Now, the revolutionists worried that the Qing officials had obtained their name list. Some of them are officers and servicemen in the new army, because some of them are still working for the Qing government, but they are actually undercover revolutionists. So then a rumor started to spread that the officials, the Qing authorities, were arresting revolutionists. And then the arrest of the 3 leaders and their subsequent executions made people believe that the rumor was true. And the rumors spread so fast, and they didn't just spread among the revolutionists, they also spread to ordinary people. And then a second rumor started, which is that the authorities are arresting soldiers who cut their hair or braid. In ancient China, men and women all had long hair and braided their hair. And during that time, China was starting to interface with the West, and some Chinese men cut their long braid. And this included some of the people in the military. Probably they felt that it's easier when they have shorter hair, when they're in the military services. So the officers and the soldiers who had their hair cut got very scared when they heard the rumor, even though not every one of them, not everyone who cut their hair was a revolutionist, but everyone who cut their hair got very nervous. And the rumors were so wild that a local newspaper even published an article to warn people to calm down, because it said that it's necessary for us to clear the rumors now, to dispel fear in the city, or the entire system will break down. However, to the revolutionists, the rumors made them have no choice but to pick up the gun, to go for an uprising. So that's what they did on October 10th, the evening of October 10th. And after the uprising, Wuchang was cut off from the outside world, because they cut off the telephone and then the telegram. And people in other parts of China actually didn't know what was happening in Wuchang. So the rumors spread across China. And people were saying that the revolutionists were destroying the Qing military, and people panicked. And in the capital city, Beijing, the prices of rice rose quickly, and a bank run happened. So under overwhelming pressure, some Qing military officers and servicemen defected to the revolutionists. A few months later, on February 12th, 1912, the Qing empress Longyu issued an abdication of the child emperor Puyi, and thus ending the Qing dynasty. So when people look at this entire incident, of course, the rumors weren't the only cause, but they have played a significant role in starting the revolution, because of what the author Sunstein said. People lived in a situation of difficulty and anxiety. And that's exactly what's happening in China now. So I think the consequences of these rumors are greater if Xi Jinping didn't have any health issues. I think it will be a tremendous political liability that he would have to address at the end of this summer break, at the end of Beidahe meeting. So the good thing is we will know in a week, because all these rumors point August as the month that all of this will happen. And we're already, August the 11th? So we will know either way in 2 weeks. So that's all for today. I know it's a lot of information. I hope the information is worth your time. It's worthwhile. Let me see. I was working on this until like 1:30 in the morning, and I got up early this morning to continue to work on it, because it's a lot of information and I have to kind of organize them. I hope everything made sense to you. I wanted to do a vote. Chris, if you can post a vote, just ask people if they believe Xi Jinping will step down soon due to health problems, right? So do a survey that says, do you believe Xi Jinping will step down due to health problems? And answer 1 if you believe yes, answer 2 if you believe no, and 3 if you feel you don't have enough information to decide. So Chris, if you can post that survey. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that before this, because I was running out of time. All right, let's see. I saw some super stickers. I appreciate that. Let me see if what do people say. All right. Pablo skates. Can you do a video on the leaked news CCP wants to roll out the yuan as main currency in Hong Kong and Macau? I don't know if that's true or not. Uh, Again, yeah, this you put quotes on leaked, so we don't know. First of all, I don't know if it's true because when that happens, I think Hong Kong's economy in Hong Kong and Macau uh, will be killed. Uh, Although people do believe that's inevitable, sooner or later the regime will do that. So, and then again, it's one of those leaked news, so we don't know if it's those fabricated, engineered rumors with an intention to cause panic uh, in an effort to against Xi. It could be, it could fit into the same category. So I don't know. I have to look into that. But thank you for bringing that up. Charles Womack, thank you. Do you have a video where you explain the mandate of heaven? How many ordinary Chinese believe this? I don't have a video explaining that. I don't believe many ordinary Chinese today are familiar with that because that's a traditional belief, and today's Chinese have been brainwashed that they believe in ancient China, people's life were miserable or more miserable than today's, which is not true. So I don't know how many ordinary Chinese actually are familiar with that. Even if they do, it's probably the CCP's version. So let's see. Okay, that's all. So people say two, 3, 1, 3. Okay. Wow, we have everything. we have more twos and threes. We have more twos and threes. Some ones. I think the most I've seen are threes and twos. Some ones. There's some ones. Yeah. If you ask me, I think Xi Jinping has health issues. He has health problems for sure. I mean, at his age, 70, and also, being so stressed out, his lifestyle. I mean, it's hard to believe that he's not having health issues. So he certainly has health issues, but whether or not his condition is so serious that has incapacitated him, that I doubt it. I doubt it. But I think he definitely has health problems. And I do think the news report from July 29th was fabricated. It's not real. But I don't know why. I don't know why CCTV did that. Maybe they didn't like the tie Xi Jinping was wearing. They decided to give him a different tie. I don't know. But almost everyone, not all China experts that I follow, believe that all these rumors that he's going to be replaced, he's going to step down, are true. There's a significant amount of them, or number of them, who don't believe that. And I agree with them. You have to be careful with this kind of rumors. But almost everyone agree that something is going on. We don't know what it is. Something very strange and odd is going on in Zhongnanhai. But whether or not it's related to his health, that we don't know. Someone said he loves to drink alcohol for his entire life. He's probably alcoholic. Uh, Booze destroy the body and mind. I believe he's sick. Yeah, that's why people are saying a liver transplant. I don't know. They should give him a red, white, and blue tie. Mitsu, can normal people vacation in Beidaihe? I think they can, but it has to be controlled. You have to be someone who have like your social score has to be good. Like if you're one of those protesters, or yeah, if you're affiliated with, I mean, they have a social scoring system that kind of vetted that vets everyone. So if you don't have a good social, quote unquote, good social standing with the system, you're not allowed. But if you do, and if you have the money, you can afford it, or if they think you're okay, yeah, I think some people are allowed. Someone said, I love the wallpaper. Well, thank you. Yeah, I didn't have time to flip everything today. So Anthony Coolet, question, who do you think will replace Xi if he really does step down? Will the replacement be more moderate or more aggressive than Xi? Well, if you watched early parts of this live stream, I've offered you two versions of the rumors. One, it was a team approach. They broke up his positions and replaced him with three people, right? But Cai Qi and Li Qiang were not part of that team. And then another version said that Hu Chunhua, who is Hu Jintao's chosen successor for Xi Jinping, will take over, and he has some ideas of the next couple of years for China. But if that were true, if that were true, if you look at the 5 mandates he made, China is not going to be very different from what it was before. It will go back to the Deng Xiaoping years, which is still, I don't think the rest of the country or the rest of the world are going to accept the China from Deng Xiaoping's era. I think people in China demand complete change. So if what Hu Chunhua proposed is true, it's not the right direction for China. He will also be set up to fail. The only person who can successfully hold on to that position and have a good political future is someone who genuinely embrace political reforms. Otherwise, they will become, sooner or later, they will become Xi Jinping II, because Xi Jinping wasn't like that when he first came on board, and people welcomed him. He had some idea about reforms, and then he changed. A few years into his position, after he solidified power, he changed. So, and that's not just him. Anyone, if you put anyone in that position, will become Xi Jinping II. So, so the direction Hu Chunhua spelled out for China is not the solution. It will not. It will. It's not acceptable. So that's my answer to the question. Vellum Sour, is China financially strong or weaker under Xi Jinping? China's financial problems already started to surface before Xi Jinping came over. He, of course, made it even worse. But when a few years into his chairmanship, he realized there were so many problems in China's economy, both politically and financially. So to him, it's a choice of saving the party, or if he wants to save the party, then he has to turn to the left. If he doesn't want to, if he wants to save the country and then the economy, he has to dismantle the party, the political system. So you can only save one. If you want to protect the economy, save the financial well-being of the country, the political system has to go. But he chose to save the political system, and that therefore killed the economy. But it was all covered up, you know. So Xi Jinping felt very resentful towards his predecessors because he felt like they built the problems, they built the time bomb and passed it on to him, which to some extent is true, because the so-called economic reforms under under Deng Xiaoping, Jiang Zemin, and Hu Jintao was a self-deprecating one. It's not. I mean, look at China. What has China? What has the economic reforms left China? Nothing. Yes, China spent decades building infrastructures, but those are all. I shouldn't say all, but many of them are collapsing. You know, it left behind a collapsing real estate market. It made the officials and their families and their affiliates super wealthy, but it did not. Yes, China obtained some technologies, you know, uh, and become very aggressive, you know, in military and in certain high tech space. But the Chinese economy does not thrive in anything. You know, there's still the Chinese economy still relies on the migrant workers who work like slave laborers to make cheap products that are selling across the world. Uh, they didn't retain anything. So it's a complete failure. But some people made extreme, you know, become very, very wealthy during those time. And it's the government officials and their affiliates. So, and then the money people have made have been moved elsewhere. And people didn't keep their money in China. Once they made the money in China, they move it somewhere else. They attract the foreign investments to keep coming into China while they secretly move the money out. That's the capital flight. So Xi Jinping realizes that nobody, you know, his people didn't have much confidence in the system either. So what did he save? The economy or the regime? And either way, it's going to fall. It's going to fall. All right. JL, Xi's wife was a celebrity PLA morale officer, which gave her the position of arranging relations in the Politburo. Every girl was married off by her. All the guys married by, I don't know if every girl was married off by her, but she was definitely helping him vetting officers in the PLA. So that was the case. Jack 101. Thank you, Jack. All right. That seems to be all. 3. Okay, so survey. The world. Can someone give me an indication of what our surveys say? What percentage we get for 1, 2, and 3? Matthew Dolmans. A lot of my Chinese friends say he has uncontrollable leakage due to hemorrhoids. Is this true? I have not heard about that. What I've heard is liver transplant and stroke. I don't know about hemorrhoids. All right. So can someone give me a breakdown of oh, Jack, thank you. Thank you for your continued support. Can someone give me a breakdown of the survey so I get an idea? Nomad. Let's see how it goes. Yes. I mean, in a week or so, we will know. YouTube is covering up many of our questions. That's true. I don't know why. I got two of my videos was I think my important videos somehow were labeled not suitable for advertisement by YouTube, and it's very odd. The video I made about CCP's biggest fear. I mean, that video is completely harmless, but I got a label saying that it's not suitable for people under 18. I mean, there's so many bad videos on YouTube that young people have access to, and my video was about history, politics. It's completely harmless, but YouTube limited the traffic. I don't understand. So yes is 28%, no 29%, and other 43%. Yes, I think this community is very rational. I'm glad that people are very cautious in making a conclusion. And I'm not surprised, and I agree. I agree. I think there's enough evidence to say yes, and there's enough evidence to doubt, and I think it's safe to say, we don't know. All right, Scipio Africanus. Thank you for your support. All right, that seems to be all. I'll end it here. I'll enjoy. This will be the start of my weekend, and I thank you for joining me on a Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Say, Lei, you quote the Heritage Foundation. Did I? I didn't quote the Heritage Foundation, or I don't even know if I quote the Heritage Foundation. You mean the guy who I quoted, the author who wrote the book on the rumors, was from the Heritage Foundation? I don't know. I think today I quoted the CCTV the most. So I quote anyone, regardless their political affiliation. I mean, to do what I do, I have to quote everyone. All right, have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.